I'm good. 1 minute.
Hey guys, this is Shaft. We are looking at the MSI Pro Cup number 11. This game's going to be epic. It's a TVZ. With me today is my good friend Bug Rancher. How you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. These games are so high level. They're so good. I actually didn't think I could just enjoy the games this much from, I'm spoiled by GSL, but I mean, having the ability to just really scan these games over just makes it so much better. Seeing all the
Absolutely.
little details.
Yeah, that is one of the things about GSL. They're trying to make a more comprehensive show, and you don't get to kind of look at the replays themselves. That's really the problem with any kind of stream, not just the GSL. I love the GSL. They do a great job. If you've not seen them, go check out gomtv.net. I swear it's the best money you will ever spend, and I'm just throwing that out there, guys. But yeah, that is one problem with stream stuff is that you are forced to look at whatever the streamer is looking at, and uh, well, it is what it is. Startail Legend does a great job. He is the streamer and video or camera guy for the GSL. He does a great job, way better than I do. But again, it's just a downside of streaming. That being said, I'm going to let you do the introductions this game. I am in the bottom left corner, so we'll start there. But let's get the game started here in... Wait a second. Let me get the splash screen off. 3, 2, 1, go. Alrighty, and I'm letting you do player introductions.
Awesome. Well, we have our player from the SCV Life, the winner of the GSL Super Tournament, TSLPolt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And in the top right position, we have a relatively unknown player, but he plays on Team Acer, the same team as Narichio. Hope I
Naruchio.
said that. Narichio.
Nurchio.
It Nurchio. It is BsK. Let's
Yeah.
see if he can pull it off.
Yes,
Pull up the
sir.
upset against one of the Korean Terrans with one of the best ZVTs at the moment.
Wasn't Polt also called Optimus Prime when he was on Team Prime? Or is that another guy?
Oh, right. Marine King Prime and Polt had kind of a deal in Prime that whoever won the GSL first would get the title of Optimus Prime. So, well, Polt won the Super Tournament, and to date, Marine King Prime, while coming in second place, bringing out that con line, has not won a GSL
Yeah.
yet.
Definitely a king of Kongs, though.
Definitely. But I mean, MKP has been probably producing arguably better results than Polt at the moment. Um, with his win at MLG recently, the Winter Championship.
I agree. And MKP is a beast. He always has been. And the best thing about MKP is that he changes his style so often. We are seeing
Oh
an
yes.
expand here. This is a 1-Rax expand by Polt. Very standard. This is a map known for Zerg aggression. We've said that before. But that's going to be up to BsK what he tries to do. Now with allies and teammates like Bly or Nurchio, who are just known for sick aggression for absolutely no reason, you could probably suspect that that may be something he's going to favor.
Well, it looks like this is playing out to be an extremely standard game. I mean, 1-Rax FE, when I get on the ladder as a Master Zerg player, this is what I see, is 1-Rax FE versus 15 hatch, 16 pool. So looks like BsK for now is going to go with a gasless, possibly full queen opening, but we have a deviation here with Polt. Instead of grabbing the 2 quick gases and going for a Hellion form of map control, he's getting 2 quick barracks. So we're probably going to see a little early pressure by Polt here with some Marines on a possible third by BsK.
You know what is amazing, and this is definitely a compliment to you? I had just selected all 3 of those barracks and was going to ask you what you thought that implied. Just as you were saying that. I had selected all 3 barracks.
Well, let's. Maybe I'm just a natural casting. This is. I've casted with Mac over at Alt Starcraft before, but I'm enjoying this shaft. Thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
You just said I'm enjoying this shaft.
You know, let it be what it needs to be. So let's continue. What's going on? Oh, and we see just as I predicted. That's my first good prediction. We see some marine pressure here by Polt.
I want to interrupt. We are seeing a pretty nice little wall off with a Roach Warren and an Evolution Chamber with 3 queens, and there's a 4th queen in the main. So he will have a little bit of defensive capability. There are no transfuses, though, and that may prove to be an issue. He's doing nothing but droning here. Going to be caught with his pants down just a little bit.
Oh, wow. Well, with the queen range upgrade, this marine pressure should be no big deal. He'll probably lose a queen or two, but with reinforcement Zerglings or a drone pool, apparently, he should be fine. However, look, what I think Polt has really earned? Yeah, 3 queens.
Production for the Zerg is at a standstill. So much mining time has been lost. This has been cleaned up, but it was very cost effective on Polt's part. He has actually managed to get a 3rd up behind this. His 3rd is done before BsK has even thought about it. Wow.
Wow. Okay, so Terran players, take note of Polt, one of the Korean masters of TVZ, in a moment where most Terrans are lost and complaining on GSL interviews about Zerg being imbo. Look at this play. Who would have thought that marine pressure could kill 3 queens? Now, if you did a Hellion expand, that wouldn't happen. This is pretty incredible by Polt. I think he has earned the title of Optimus Prime because he has balls of steel taking this 3rd.
I agree, but I have a little bit of issue with this small group of Marines coming out onto the map. If he's just using it to take some Naga towers and maybe deny that 3rd, that's one thing. But if he attacks into that natural, this will be a suicide squad for no benefit at all. We do have a lot of roaches coming out now for BsK. They're going to move to the Naga tower. Polt choosing not to engage. I think that's very, very wise. Not going to be able to force an engagement here.
Look at the brilliance by Polt, noting the fact that roaches 2.25 move speed and Marines have the same move speed. So if he's at the Naga tower, he knows that that speed roaches aren't going to be possible at this moment, and he knows that he can poke out on the map and deal with any sort of roaches and get his Marines away safely as long as he reacts in time. And a stim by Polt. He really wants these roaches.
And these are free roaches. They have not costed Polt anything but a little bit of HP. Actually, it almost costed him 4 Marines, but that's all right. Really low HP Marines right there. He's floating a factory towards the Zerg 3rd. Now, this is a little bit unorthodox. This is definitely him saying, I don't care about tanks. He's already got his starport up, so he'll be able to make some more even if this factory dies. And he has literally said, I'm not going to be needing this anymore. This is going to be a tell to BsK, but it's also going to give Polt a lot of information, and this isn't something that's going to get shot down by queens very quickly.
Oh yeah, the key thing, oh my gosh, Polt's TVZ is, it's so brilliant. I am just really enjoying this. He's going to be able to see the gas timings at this 3rd and kind of deduce what exactly BsK can do at this point, because he knows that either mutas or infestor transition are coming, and he can kind of figure out, hey, look at BsK's commune. What is he capable of doing this moment? And Polt's brilliant play at this point has got him a 20 supply lead on the Zerg, which is not a position you ever want to be in as a Zerg.
I agree, man. And he is actually moving right on into the natural of BsK. Infestors are going to be here to punish any clump position Polt may take. So he's going to go right on over here to the 3rd. It's going to give him a little bit better of a concave, and he should be able to... BsK getting his rings in a position to stop Polt right where he would still be clumped up Really good stuff there by BsK. He's going to pre-split. That makes those banelings and those infestors completely useless. Infestors are going to still drop a couple of fungals. Lings are going to come in, do a lot of damage. It's going to tear apart most of Polt's army. He will be able to probably rally out a couple of his marines, but this next reinforcement wave by BsK will seal the deal. And we are not seeing Polt reinforce here. He is just chilling his units there at his natural, so he knows he's done a little bit of damage, and he's okay just sitting back in macro. And he has had his third for quite some time, and he has a scouting factory just floating around to see what his opponent's doing with no anti-air on the field except for queens. This factory is going to be annoying for quite some time.
Oh yeah, this factory is going to get a wealth of information, and I think well worth the cost of letting BsK know that he is going pure bio pretty much.
What is interesting here is there's a fourth command center being made.
Yes, it looks like Polt is taking the old Tastosis quote of "when you're ahead, get more ahead" to heart. And it looks like he's like these modern PvZers, TvZers. He is just trading
awesome
these cost-effective...
split there by Polt.
Oh my god, he got
infestors.
all those fumbles.
Oh, holy crap. Great fungals there, but great splitting as well. And with that, these stem marines are going to be able to follow up and kill off all but one infestor. The second infestor does rally out. 3 more are coming from the third. Polt still has a huge army here. Whoa, how many Medivacs is that? That is 6 Medivacs with a relatively small infantry army. This is huge. These Medivacs are just going to continue stacking up unless he loses them all in a clump to these infestors, which he is just way too smart to do. He's not even going to sacrifice them into the queens. No, Polt, no, don't sacrifice your Medivacs.
Oh my god. Polt is up 60 supply, 70 supply right now. He's just showing that his ZVT is superior. Guys, I'm afraid we're going to see a train wreck, a complete clinic by Polt on how to do modern-day TVZ.
BsK has shown himself to be a solid player, but he is not in the same caliber as TSLPolt.
I tell you what, get him over there in Korea, and
Dude, there are now
Korea's the place to train.
Even with him losing those 2 Medivacs really sloppily in that last engagement, plus the 4 more he lost behind that, he's still got 8 left. He would have 14 Medivacs right now had he not lost those, but he is still keeping up on this Medivac production, and that is what is keeping him so aggressive in this. His infantry is disposable as long as he keeps his air, for the most part, alive, and it's never letting the infestors get very much energy. BsK is never being able to drone very heavily, and he keeps getting caught because he's trying to drone. So he got caught with no army right there and is losing his third. What's the point of having drones if you don't have a third?
I don't know, man. I think they're just dead weight. They're dead supply. Polt is up almost 120 supply over his opponent. I think BsK is just showing his inexperience in dealing perhaps with this style. He's going for the standard ling infestor ultra game, but Polt just has so much more practice dealing with it. It looks like it may look like Polt is playing a little sloppy, losing Medivacs here and there, but it's like a reverse TVZ. Polt is just trying to make any trade he can, and because he knows he's way ahead in supply of his opponent.
I also want to mention the fact that BsK has gone for Ultralisks, and I think that has been part of a mistake. Maybe this tournament, presented to us by Millennium, is kind of going to change the metagame a little bit. We have seen game after game where Zergs are going for this Ultralisk style, not having enough anti-air, and ultimately losing miserably.
Well, Polt takes a very convincing first game against BsK, and yeah, I agree with you there. It looks like these Zergs are just kind of going Ultras because that's what they usually do, but these Terrans are used to dealing with it. They are utilizing the Marauder fully in this matchup, which are so effective versus those Ultras.
And upgrades for infantry, you get Marines don't cost anything. You upgrade them, they cost even less. Marauders, yeah, they're going to cost you a little bit. But you mix a couple of them in every cycle, and eventually the force builds up. And when you have 8 to 16 Medivacs healing all your infantry at every stage in the game, well, eventually you just get so many units and so much DPS that there's not very much any Zerg can do about it. He has to get Broodlords and be able to hold your army back without getting that concave. And Broodlords are what keeps... Because the thing about Broodlords is if you try to rush underneath them, Infestors will fungal you because you can't pre-split and then attack underneath Broodlords. It just doesn't really work. So you give the Infestors the opportunity to fungal. The idea with Ultralisks is you fungal them so they can't run away, but sure, you kill the initial line of Marine Marauder or whatever because it got fungaled, but there's just twice as many to replenish that. It's like using claymores against the Chinese army. It doesn't matter that you just blew up 300,000 of them. They've got 3 million to replace them.
Oh yes, they've got 1 billion plus people over there in China. It's amazing, but man, Polt just seems to have the solution to this Ling Infestor Ultra style, and it's really working out.
I agree, man. Well, let's move right on into that next game. We're going to take a minute break, and then we'll be right back, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.